Now let's look at the structure of the pericardium and the heart wall. If you were to open up the thoracic cavity to look at the heart, it would not just be openly beating inside the chest. It is surrounded by a structure called the pericardium. The pericardium is essentially a sac that surrounds the heart that's made up of two layers. The outer layer is called the fibrous pericardium. This is made up of collagen bundles, and these collagen fibers make this a very tough, protective layer. And these are going to reach up to the surrounding structures like the great vessels and other organs like the diaphragm and anchor the heart. It's also non-distensible. Collagen doesn't really stretch, and so this does not change its shape as the heart is beating. The inner layer is called the serous pericardium, and this is made up of a very thin serous membrane filled with a serous fluid. This inner serous membrane essentially encases the heart, so you can see how it surrounds the heart, and then up at the great vessels it kind of turns back in on itself, which creates these two serous membrane layers. The outer membrane of the serous pericardium is called the parietal pericardium. This one is essentially fused to the fibrous pericardium superficial to it. And then the inner layer of the serous pericardium is called the visceral pericardium or the epicardium. And this one is essentially the most superficial layer of the actual heart wall. And then there is a space between these two layers that is called the pericardial cavity. This is filled with the pericardial fluid, which acts like a lubricant that's going to help to decrease friction as the heart changes shape while it's beating. Going even deeper, we start to see the heart wall. So this is a cross section that shows that the heart wall is divided into three distinct layers. The left side of the screen shows the deeper layers, while the right side of the screen shows the more superficial layers. The deepest layer is called the endocardium. This is on the inside of the heart. Then the middle layer is the myocardium, with the most superficial and outer layer of the heart wall being the epicardium. The epicardium is made up of the visceral pericardium, which is that innermost layer of the serous pericardium. And then it's also made up of several fat deposits, and these are found kind of unequally distributed around the heart, typically thicker fat deposits in the sulci or the grooves around the heart. The middle layer of the heart wall is called the myocardium, and this is the thickest layer. It's made up mostly of myocytes, which are the actual cardiac muscle cells. And then throughout the entire layer, there is a fibrous skeleton that helps to provide structure at some of the sections that might need it a little bit more, like the septa found between the different heart cavities. And the deepest portion of the heart wall is a thin endothelium, which is a simple squamous epithelium. And this is actually continuous with the epithelium that lines the vessels as we move throughout the circulatory system. And the endocardium creates what is called a blood-heart barrier. This is similar to the blood-brain barrier in that it is dividing the actual blood that's in the heart chambers from the heart tissue that makes up the muscular heart wall.